Chapter 1. Ginger Gold folded the letter she was reading and dropped it on the side table. "Hayley, do you believe in ghosts?" Hayley Higgins, an American student at the London School of Medicine for Women, lounged on the settee in the sitting room of Hartigan House as she sipped an after-dinner sherry. She arched a dark brow. "Why? Have you received mail from beyond?" Ginger sighed as she put her feet up on the ottoman. She'd removed her strappy shoes, but resisted the urge to unsnap her stockings and revert to bare legs. The lace border of her turquoise chiffon tunic draped casually over her knees. This recent frock acquisition from a well-known Parisian fashion house had thick embroidery along the bodice and a cluster of sequins that sparkled in the firelight. Boss, her Boston terrier, curled up on her lap. She petted his soft black fur. "It's a letter from Bray Manor, my sister-in-law Felicia." "Still unhappy about living in the country?" Hayley asked. "Frightfully. And I can't imagine Ambrosia moving from her family home. Even if Felicia was properly matched, Ambrosia would insist that the newlyweds lived there with her." Hayley clicked her tongue, commiserating. "Poor Felicia. How is the good Dowager Lady Gold, anyway?" Ginger pushed locks of her red bob behind her ears, picked up the letter and read. "Dearest Ginger, I hope this letter finds you well. News of your new shop is exciting, and I'm very keen on visiting it one day, hopefully soon. I'm writing to you because I'm concerned about Grandmamma. Her nerves since we last visited you have grown worse, to the point where she now believes Bray Manor to be haunted. I haven't seen evidence of the supernatural, but Grandmamma insists there is a poltergeist at work. Oh, Ginger, you promised to visit us, and it's already been weeks. Could I prevail upon you to come speedily? I'm at a loss as to how to comfort Grandmamma, and since you are so clever at solving mysteries, perhaps you can figure this one out too. With sincerest affection, Felicia." "A poltergeist?" Hayley said. A dark stray curl escaped her faux bob and her lips pursed to the side of her mouth as she blew it off her cheek. "It sounds as if the elder Lady Gold is starting to lose her memory. It's quite probable that she moves things and forgets that she's done it. Her only conclusion is the interference of a mischievous apparition." Ginger yawned, covering the chasm with the back of her hand. Since opening her new dress shop, Feathers and Flair, her days had been long, busy, and exhausting. "You're probably right, though it's quite unfair of me to expect Felicia to bear the burden of caring for Ambrosia alone. Felicia's young, and should be free to focus on her own life." "You make a good point, Lady Gold." Ginger had acquired her title through her marriage to the late Sir Daniel Livingston Gold, Felicia's brother and Ambrosia's grandson. He was buried in the family cemetery behind Bray Manor. Ginger had yet to visit his grave since her return to London, but something knotted in her chest at the thought of it. She wasn't quite ready yet to face the past. Besides, a journey to Hertfordshire was the last thing Ginger needed at the moment. She had to fight against the irritation she felt at this new obligation. "I just don't know how I can leave Feathers and Flair right now," she said. "It's still in its infancy and needs constant attention." "Then don't go." Hayley stretched, brushed down her tweed skirt that hung mid-calf, and moved to the fireplace to stoke the flames. "Surely you can employ someone to check in on Ambrosia for you?" "I suppose. It just seems so heartless, and I did promise to visit before winter sets in." "Then go." Ginger cast a glance of annoyance at her friend. "Everything is so black and white with you." Hayley shrugged. "I'm a scientist." Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of the telephone bell sound in the hall. "Who could be ringing at this hour?" Ginger said. Hayley checked her wristwatch. "It's only 9 o'clock." "Really?" Ginger responded with another yawn. "It feels much later." Pippins tapped on the door of the sitting room and stepped in. "Telephone for you, madam," he said. He was tall and slim with a bald head and skin sagging as it does when one is in one's 70s. A loyal servant of the Hartigan family since Ginger was a child, she held the butler in high esteem and with much affection. Ginger placed Boss on the floor. The dog stretched his hind legs, then situated himself on the round Turkish rug in front of the fireplace and promptly went back to sleep. "Who is it, Pips?" Ginger asked, using her pet name for him. "Miss Felicia Gold, madam." A pang of concern spread across Ginger's chest. First a letter and now a telephone call. She hurried to the hall and placed the receiver of the candlestick phone to her ear. "Felicia?" "Oh, Ginger." Felicia's voice sounded thin and worried through the wire. "I'm afraid." "Why? What's happened?" "I thought Grandmamma was losing her mind with her tales of moving objects, but now I've seen it for myself. The coat rack has moved, and I know Grandmamma didn't do it because it's too heavy for her, and none of the servants admits moving it either." "Oh, mercy," Ginger muttered. "Don't panic, Felicia. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation." "I don't mean to cause trouble, but would you come? Tonight?" "Tonight? That's awfully short notice." "Tomorrow, then. Please, Ginger, I don't know what to do, and Grandmamma is just beside herself with nerves." "Very well," Ginger said, resigned. "I'll come tomorrow." "Thank you, Ginger. I don't think I'll sleep a week until you get here." Hayley sat upright when Ginger returned to the sitting room. "Is everything all right?" "I don't suppose you'd like to join me on a short holiday to Hertfordshire?" "When?" "Tomorrow." "Oh, dear." "Felicia is losing her head, and I promised to come straight away." "It is soon the weekend," Hayley said, "and, as it happens, I don't have any classes tomorrow." "So you'll come?" "Only if we take the train." "I'm not a bad driver." "I'm sorry, Ginger, you know I get ill when you drive, and I don't think I'll ever get used to the traffic running on the left-hand side of the road." "Fine," Ginger huffed, annoyed that Hayley didn't trust her driving abilities. "We'll take the train." She was too exhausted to concentrate on the road for that long anyway. She might even be able to sleep a little on the way there. The rhythmic churning of the train wheels as the steam engine pushed on could make one quite drowsy. Ginger patted her thigh and called to her pet. "Hey, Bossy," she said as she scrubbed behind his pointy ears. "How would you like to go ghost hunting?"